Hey yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome into a brand new episode of the Review at Rob Show. Appreciate you coming over here to hang out with me. On this episode, we'll be focused in on the film Megan 2.0. This is the sequel to the very successful Megan film from Blumhouse and Atomic Monster that released back in 2022. We are catching up with our sassy horror queen and whatever adventures she goes on in this movie, man. So without further ado, here is your lovely poster for Megan 2.0. The film is rated PG-13 for sexual material, brief drug references, bloody images, strong language, and strong violent content. Film runs in at 1 hour 59 minutes, just a shade under 2 hours, and is classified as a horror, mystery, thriller, sci-fi, action comedy film. It is a whole bowl full of genres, man. So we all knew Megan was gonna be back again. The first film was very successful. The first film did leave with a bit of a tease that Megan had a future. And since the film's release, Megan has shown up in other media, most notably Halloween Horror Nights. She has been a character at that event for the past 2 years. Rumor that she'll be somewhere around there. She was at the Universal Parks recently with the film's release. So the character has been out there in the world very successful. Now, I just gave you that long list of classifications of what this movie's genre falls under. The first film was horror sci-fi with comedy thrown in it. This film decided to do a whole bunch of things with it, still keeping horror elements, still keeping the thriller elements and the mystery elements into it, but adding and comedy elements, because again, comedy was part of both films, but adding in an action element to this. And this action element's coming in because this film centers around the Megan formation, the Megan blueprint has been used to create a character by the name of Amelia, another uh, robot who is being used as a weapon in all kinds of forms and all that stuff to do dastardly deeds, as you will. I'm going to talk around myself, not to spoil anything, and such elements of that nature, and all that to where leads to the fact that Megan's got to come back and help protect Gemma, but mostly protect Katie. Because if you remember the first Megan film, Megan was created as a confidant, a friend, a pal, an amigo, a buddy, a helper to Katie. She was Katie's friend. She was in the style of a little girl to look and match Katie and all that stuff. Of course, she has blonde hair, not a perfect match, but you know what I get. You know what I'm saying? And she was there to protect Katie, which, things went, she took that a bit literally. She took it very literally, to be honest with you, and things went haywire, as they kind of tend to do with robots and stuff like that, especially in this genre. So Megan is always programmed to protect Katie. So all this stuff is going on. Megan is here to protect Katie yet again and help out in which way that she can, which becomes into an action thing. You've seen this stuff in the trailer already, so this is not spoilers, but you see that Megan is going to come back. She's going to get a new body. She's going to be taller. She's going to be programmed to do action things, and she's going to be programmed to fight and protect Katie and stop this Amelia from causing more damages and eventually coming after Gemma and Katie, as the trailer shows you, man. So that is the thing with this movie. It doesn't lose any of its elements to me from that first movie and this new process of what they're doing with this movie, to where, like I mentioned before, it still has its horror elements, not as much horror as the first movie, granted, but still has that horror elements with her where she does her little mannerisms or her little maneuvers and all that stuff, or her crawl run and stuff like that. It's still there. Like that Megan stuff is still there to keep you in the thriller horror aspect with her and all that stuff. And she can get serious on you and everything like that, even though she is a campy slaying queen that she is. But that element's still there, as well as the comedy element. Because remember the first movie, Megan's funny in that movie as well. All kinds of stuff, telling Katie to wash her hands after using the bathroom, or singing songs, or doing these things that you loved in the first movie. Those things are still here, man. Those elements that you enjoyed in that first movie are still absolutely here. They were not lost by any means in the fact that they added this action element into it. And still a good story, like I mentioned. She is still Katie's protector. She's still there for Katie. She wants to look after her. She wants to take care of her. Her vested interest is always that girl. Um, rest of the people, they don't matter as much as Katie and all that stuff. So that still leads into the thriller and mystery aspect of what is Megan gonna do when Megan gets back to being her body, this new body, this programmed body to now be able to fight and all that stuff. What is that element going to do? So it leads and blends into that whole mystery thriller aspect and still gives you that solid story of what's going to happen here. What is going to happen? Is she going to help them, or is she going to go out of her limb only help Katie because she's programmed to help Katie, and that's it. Or will everything go haywire again, like the first movie? So that's still good. The story's still good of the bonding elements between the characters, between Megan, between Katie, that strong bonding element there that will get you to tear up a little bit if you're into story elements and stuff like that. But you're still gonna have a good time with it. Dancing characteristics, the comedic elements are still there and all that stuff. The action is awesome. Like the action works very well for these, robotic characters, if you will. But they are like played by humans in real life. We know that as well. That we know there's a human behind these elements of what they're doing on screen, the movie magic, if you will, and all that. So the action, it's very. And I've seen other people mention this, so I'm not the first person to mention this, but this is very Terminator-esque, right? The first Terminator film, horror, right? Action, sci-fi mostly, but horror elements. And Arnold Schwarzenegger's Terminator is the villain of that movie. Like that's the villain. He's the person going after him the whole time and all that stuff. We get to Terminator 2, Judgment Day. He's the helper. He's there to protect John Connor, right? So that's what they went with this. That obviously Terminator 2 was a blueprint element for them to follow in when doing this next Megan film, which I was fine with because I had an absolute blast with this movie. I saw it Thursday night preview night opening, and then I saw it again on my birthday. Spent my birthday with Megan, man. As I put it in the thing, she's slaying, I'm celebrating. Like I spent my birthday with Megan, saw this movie back to back 2 times, had a blast with it, man. Again, it hits all the elements. It hits the elements like the first movie. It's a good fun time with the comedic elements they throw in there. The action elements are awesome and fun. Like, I don't know how you couldn't enjoy this movie. Like, this movie is honestly fantastic for a summer blockbuster type of movie. It gives you all the elements that you need to have a freaking blast at the movie theater, with again giving you a good enough story to make you feel some feels, man. Give you some feels out there and all that stuff. So Megan 2.0, to me, solid freaking movie, man. Solid. Like, I just think people got lost in the fact that it's now got the action stuff involved in it. Thank goodness those people weren't around when Terminator went to Terminator 2. But again, the story elements just between not just her and Katie's relationship, her and Gemma's relationship, because obviously she was out to get Gemma by the end of that Megan movie and all that stuff. Um, Even her relationship with the team that helped build her and all that stuff. She did some dastardly things to them as well in the first movie, and she's got to live up to, can they trust her? Will she be able to take care of them? There's a funny moment they show in the trailer with her and can't remember the guy's character's name right now, but on that stuff, she's like, "Remember that time I did that thing to you? I see you now. It's okay," and all that stuff. Like it's great, and it's great stuff like that. It's great callbacks to the first movie. Delivers exactly how a sequel to me should deliver. Like you could obviously, yes, you could probably keep it horror if you wanted to, but again, Terminator it up, have a good time, have fun. Let's just enjoy the vibe and all that stuff with Megan and her characteristics and all the fun time that you can have with this character. And she's now got herself into this just iconic status with just one movie. People love freaking Megan and all that stuff. The box office is what the box office is, but I'm not a person who cares about box office or scores online or anything like that, man. I'm gonna see a movie to see a movie, and I'm glad, I watched this movie because again, I love the first one. So obviously I was gonna see it. Birthday movie, super excited about that. And just I saw the trailer. I'm like, this looks like a blast, man. This looks like a good time. I can see what they're going for with this. Again, Terminator it up. Bit of Austin Powers in this movie, especially with one scene, especially a bit of Austin Powers with it. Not a ton of Austin Powers, but there's this one scene. If you've seen the movie, you know what I'm talking about. But man, I don't get the hate. This movie is fantastic from start to finish. All the elements you love from the first movie, added in action, awesome elements, good storyline that they're putting together here, man. I don't know. I don't know what it is that people don't like about the movie. I couldn't tell you. Me personally, I had a blast with it. I know my close friends have all loved it, enjoyed the movie. So I don't know. It is what it is. But for me, that's an awesome movie. That's a movie you see in summertime. I can't wait to see it again. I'll probably go see it again in theaters as soon as possible because it's just worth that to me. All right, so those are my thoughts on the Megan film news wise. Not really a ton I have saved from the last week since we've talked here. We do know that the Batman 2 sequel has officially been delivered from Matt Reeves, which is fantastic news. I've been waiting for any kind of positive update on that film as it's been continuously pushed back and back. But now we've got some positive news on that forefront as we're getting closer to Superman releasing. The Batman sequel has been put, the script has been delivered and all that stuff. Now, again, remember, this movie is not part of the DCU connective storyline. It's considered Elseworlds. I would prefer that it was part of the DCU, but that's okay. Um, James Gunn said he has not read the script yet, but he is pretty excited about it. Remember, James Gunn and Peter Safran are part of DC Studios. DC Studios still makes all the DC related content. It's not just DCU stuff. So he's behind that stuff as well. But I'm excited, man. I love that Batman movie a lot, and it's good to get some kind of positive news from that. Trying to think if there's any other news out there before we close out. I don't talk a lot about this franchise. I'm not the biggest fan of it, but Fast and Furious, Vin Diesel said that the franchise will be heading back to LA, that the car culture, car street racing will be back as a part of it. Because if you've been watching those movies, you know those have not been part of it for quite some time. And that's fine. Like, I would prefer to get back to that aspect. Now, again, the last movie saw Jason Momoa's character drop them in a dam and them get surrounded by a bunch of water. So I don't know. But if I know anything about that franchise, it's going to do what it does, and that's ridiculous things. And then he closed it out by saying Brian O'Connor will return and reunite with Dom, which I hate. I do not like that at all. Paul Walker sadly passed away a number of years ago. They had his character CGI, computered in, whatever you want to call it, and the last movie he was in, I don't remember which one it was. But that was fine because I understand that they were in the middle of filming that and all that stuff. I get that, but now all these years later to doctor him and CGI, I thought they gave that a good close, and it just seems like a money grab and a money pool. And these movies make good money, whether I'm a fan of them or not. They make good bank and all that stuff. So I don't know why you do this. Obviously, it's fan service and all that, but at the same time, I would think you don't do that. But didn't the Alien movie just recently use a dead person in their film as well? So maybe you'd still. I don't know. I don't know. It doesn't feel right to me. Like, it doesn't feel right to me at all. But I get it. It's fan service. It's a fan call. It's a money grab. It's an attention grab and all that stuff. Um, I feel they'll do right by him because they do love him over there in that franchise and all that stuff. But it just seems weird to me, man. Let me know what you're thinking in the comments. Maybe you're excited about it, but that just feels weird to me. There's a Friday the 13th short film coming. That's like an advertisement for the Ocean Anchor or whatever the hell, Ocean Orchard or whatever it is. um, um, Interesting. That's the first time we're gonna see Jason related stuff is dealing with that. To me, and then of course we know we've got the concept art out there of Jason for this new universe, and we know he's been announced for Halloween Horror Nights and all that stuff. And we've got the Crystal Lake show coming. To me, it feels like they're catching up on lost time. As long as that lawsuit's been going on, they're just doing any kind of money marketing thing they can do. So Angry Orchard, I think it's called. Um, they're doing a short film of that that's coming out, and it's like, okay, whatever, or whatever. I guess that's the world we live in now. Like I said, I think they're trying to coop some money since it's been a while since Jason stuff has been out there and all that stuff. It's exciting to have Jason content, but it's not necessarily content I think we wanted and all that stuff. But that's news that's out there. Let's see, Strangers Chapter 2 trailers out there if you want to check that out. Yeah, not really seeing anything else unless we just like scroll. Tower of Terror. Scarlett Johansson talked about that movie. She's still working on that. It's still taking shape. Um, which is good. Like, she sued Disney a number of years ago because they released Black Widow on streaming and all that. But it is good to know that movie's still moving forward. I don't know what it's going to do, and hopefully it doesn't, get them to change the theme of the Orlando Tower of Terror because the other one's already changed to Guardians of the Galaxy. But that won't happen in Florida. I don't, yeah, because they got the Guardians of the Galaxy right in Epcot. But that's fun. I can't wait to see a Tower Terror. There is a Tower of Terror movie with starring Steve Guttenberg. That is out there. I have not seen it, but I remember seeing that DVD in Target, walking around in a Target during a Halloween season or something like that. It was over there on the shelves. I was like, didn't know that existed. Still haven't watched it. I don't know if it's on Disney Plus, by the way. That'd be hilarious if it is. It should be. It's a Disney movie. Why wouldn't it be on Disney Plus? Because streaming services are stupid. That's why. But nonetheless, man, that's going to do it for this week's episode. Appreciate you coming over here to hang out with me. Gave you my thoughts on M3GAN 2.0. Loved it. Can't wait to see it again. Saw it twice already. And then that's the news that I could find for you on this here episode. I'd like to always remind you that you truly do matter. You're capable of incredible, incredible things, man. So just trust in yourself, believe in yourself, It gets tough, man, but understand pressure makes a diamond, right? So keep going at it, keep powering through it. You'll get through it and achieve amazing things, man. Whether it's what you're going for or not, you're always going to achieve something amazing in life if you believe in yourself and give yourself some love and peace, and just understand that you matter and that you're capable of awesome things, man. So keep chasing those dreams, following those dreams, and great things will happen for you. Keep believing in yourself, man, and happiness will always be found, even in the darkest times. If only remembers to turn on that light. Hope you have a wonderful rest of the day, week, month, year. And let's see, next week we got this week we got Jurassic World Rebirth. Jurassic World is back. I'll give you my thoughts on that movie on the next episode, man. But as always, appreciate you hanging out with me. And until next time, can't wait to talk to you later.